Just crayfish, illegal nets.
Everybody is visibly shocked at the extent of the offending.
The answers keep changing on me. Why is that?
Fishery officers are gathering evidence against a group of people well known to them at a remote area of the Bay of Islands after receiving a tip-off from locals.
We're at a place called Mahinipua. We've just received an update from the guys on the beach and our targets are heading out now.
The surveillance team is spread out high on the cliff tops overlooking the group's usual fishing ground, while the intercept team, including Marcy, watch over the beach.
Over the last sort of 3 to 4 years we've had encounters with them. They have been caught for excess and undersized crayfish, selling crayfish and selling kinna, so I don't know why they don't learn, but they seem to keep plundering the same area, and I guess the same area can only handle so much plundering, so we've got to do something about it.
Up on the hill, Henry has the suspects in view. They've been busted twice before for taking excess and undersized seafood that often ends up on Auckland's black market. And straight away, they have gone to work cleaning up cray pots in the bay.
He's got one pot up. He's pulling cray out of it. Maybe 9 or 10 cray out of there. As to whether it's their pots, unlikely. They were really big pots, so they're probably commercial pots. And they're just helping themselves to them.
Over the next hour, the suspected poachers fill their boat with crayfish, then set 2 fishing nets out on the reef.
They just shot another net in that reef there just behind them.
Unaware they're being watched, the group's MO becomes apparent. They hide their catch out of sight in a holding pot around the island.
They took crayfish out of the pot and hidden it right in close. So they've got no illegal fish.
Thinking their little illegal escapades have gone unnoticed, the group decide to have a fish. But Henry believes they haven't stashed all their catch.
Yeah, definitely cray on board. It looked like they're doing a bit of a sort out. They seem to be chucking the cray in the front of the cabin, up into the bow.
Intel reports these guys have been overfishing on a massive scale, but Henry is reluctant to send the intercept team in over a few crayfish.
We don't really want to leap out of the bushes until we're 100% sure. Okay, here we go. It looks like he's sorting that net, going through the mesh now. Could have cray in there, eh? I think they do. Just based on what I've seen, I think they've probably got collectively 80 to 100 fish on their boat. Well, I've just seen one of the divers take a 6 sacks of kinna, around 300 kinna, so that's a swag of kinna. So I'll let the guys on shore know, and I'm pretty sure we'll stop these guys when they come off the beach.
Finally, the boat heads home. Henry reports into the intercept team.
Oh, I can hear it, so it's not too far away.
Who swing into action.
Okay, through the river, back up on the stand. I should see you at the end of the road.
Just walk off the road, you reckon?
And with that, the group are stopped in their tracks.
I'm Marcy from the Ministry of Fisheries. I'll say my warrant, okay? You guys been fishing today?
No, we just went and pick up our net and some kinna.
Pick up your net and some kinna.
Oh, yeah, and crayfish.
Okay, we'll just have a quick look, eh? Can we get you guys to just hop out of the boat and we'll just have a quick, Thank you.
Everybody appears friendly and acting like nothing is wrong. But the back of the boat is a mess of nets, bins, fish and shellfish. And working out the extent of the offending is going to take some time.
Get everything out of the boat. So far we've got kinna, rock lobster, and there's a net full of fish. We have to take all the fish out of the net and then identify what we've got and go from there. But a large quantity of kinna. He's the only diver, so he's only allowed 50 kinna. It's probably in excess of 300 kinna there. He's got a couple of dozen paua, all of which are undersized. We haven't looked at the crayfish yet, rock lobster, so it's going to be a long day. And disappointing for us because of the scale of offending that we're seeing here.
I mean, this pretty much confirms what we thought, or what I thought.
Everybody is visibly shocked at the extent of the offending, except for the men themselves, who appear oblivious to what their fishing methods could be doing to marine life in the area.
The net's been set on a reef and all the fish that's been caught in it The crayfish come out to feed on the fish that are stuck in the net, so it's effectively, I guess, a baited net. They've already got their quota, so these ones stuck in the net are sort of above their 12. So I'll just try and pull them out and measure them and count them and try and get them back in the sea.
That's a female cray. Should be 60 millimetres and barely 50 across here.
Just grab that bin.
That's well undersized, that one, yes.
You just need to look at how much there is here, eh? Excess power, excess crayfish, illegal nets. It just goes on and on. I mean, this is a swag of fish.
As the body count of fish keeps rising, officers are attempting to get an accurate statement from those involved. However, the stories are just not adding up.
He's saying the pots were his.
Yeah,
He dived on them. He didn't, couldn't get the boat in because it's too rocky. Brought them back to the boat, and I said, well, what helped it? Well, he took the bag out of my hands as I was getting on the boat.
Nah, see, that's different to what they've told me.
The answers keep changing on me. Why is that? Did they pull the pot?
Yeah, he said they pulled it.
No, he's saying he did dive.
What? And he said the kinna and the crayfish are for the unveiling of Marai,
Yeah,
for his uncle,
yeah,
but they've got no permit.
no.
But there is little anybody could say to justify this sort of fishing.
So the rock lobster and the kinna we're going to return to the sea because it's still alive. And it's all been photographed and exhibited. And the rest of the stuff will be frozen down. And then once the court case is finished, it'll be disposed of.
With some of the catch heading back to the sea, everybody else heads for the offender's house, where even more fish are found.
We just emptied the contents of 2 freezers. Half the stuff's not even frozen probably because it's just all been dumped in there in mass, and it's half rotten. It's really honging about now. So we're just going to put it all in bags and probably put it back in the freezer. So he wants to clean it first.
All up, well over 100 fish are found in 2 freezers. And along with the excess fish, crays, paua and kinna found earlier, it raises questions if they were destined to be sold illegally.
I'd put it on him that I think he'd got too many fish, and I asked him if I'd be correct if I said I thought they were for sale. He said no straight away, but I thought I'd ask him anyway.
While the offenders' denials continue, Marcy and the rest of the team have enough evidence to confiscate their boat, car and fishing equipment.
Very happy, very happy. It's been a lot of hours going to this week. The boys have done some hard work there, but we've come up with a good result.
Dive on them because they...
The main offender was charged with taking fish in contravention of the Fisheries Act and received 300 hours community service and was banned from fishing for 3 years. His vessel and vehicle were forfeited to the Crown.